Well, hello everyone and welcome to another episode here on Seeds of Love. Today we've got a special treat lineup for you. It's a glimpse into this beautiful tapestry of this thing called marriage. And today we'll sit there with a dynamic duo by the name of Markell and Tinu.
And right now they're looking amazing and I
You.
believe authors, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
he's an author.
yeah.
Yes,
Markell,
author.
Markell is an author.
Yeah.
Tinu, she's a dynamic photographer. I
Thank
mean,
you.
I listen. The last time I was at the crib, I'm saying crib tonight. Yeah,
Yes, I had the pleasure of having Mondy and the fam in my studio.
beautiful,
Okay, so
beautiful
you guys are
memories.
in Georgia.
Yeah,
Yes,
we're
Yeah.
in
we're
Georgia.
in Georgia.
Sure.
Yeah, in
Okay.
Georgia. Yeah. So, but we are definitely delighted to have you guys on board. Fabi, what's going on with you?
My internet is unstable.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Sounds like a relationship.
No.
Yeah, I'm using my hotspot right now. So
Okay.
Yeah, it's not choppy anymore. I hear you more clear.
okay. I'm sorry, technology.
That's
Yeah.
okay.
But yes, I heard what Markel said. It describes my love life. To a
No, I
T.
wasn't saying it.
Wow.
I wasn't saying it like
Oh,
that.
no.
My love life unstable. You got it.
Have we done a dating episode for Fabi yet?
Not yet.
Oh my
not yet,
gosh,
not
no.
yet.
You know,
How
I'm
that-
really shy, so I don't know if how that would work.
It
That would
will
be a
work just fine.
Episode.
Just fine.
Like a speed dating
That
type
would be a
thing?
great episode. Have about 4 or 5 guys lined up in your local area that can take you out on a date, and the winner of the
And like
show,
blog it and like follow it
yeah, the
type
winner
thing?
of the show would take you out on a date. You'll ask some questions, or Monty can ask the questions, and whoever scores the highest, the show wins.
I don't know how that would work because I'm like really, I don't like to be in the spotlight. And I know I'm doing a podcast, right? So, but tonight is not about me, it's about you guys.
Good job, Fabi.
He's really good at just refocusing the energy
Right,
right
right.
back to where it needs to be.
How are you guys doing?
We're good. We're excited to be on the podcast.
And so you were the amazing photographer who captured that moment when Monday
Yes.
was in town. Wow. Because he could not wait to tell me about it. How
It was
he-
fun. It was fun. It was.
It
really
was a nice experience. We had a good time. It was good to see mom and dad and all the siblings get together and capture that memory for them to hold on to for a lifetime. So it was nice.
Yeah, it sounds fun.
It was nice.
So,
New creations.
Yes. Oh, New Creations. I know I was shopping myself out right now.
Yeah.
Okay, New Creations by Tinu. You can find me on Instagram. That's New Creations _ by Tinu.
We are doing something new where we are spotlighting small businesses. And you know, Monday, so far,
mhm,
all of our guests, they've been small business owners.
mhm.
And
Mhm.
so, of course, Tinu and her husband, they are small business. And so, and Tinu, for those who are asking, who may be wondering, Tinu is spelled Tinu.
Is New Creations NUCREATION _ BYTINU.
A very clever name too. I like that.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Kind of
Yeah.
branded myself.
Yeah. So speaking about new creation, Markel also has a new creation. He's sitting next to the bestseller Mental Training for Better Living. Right.
Yes.
So Markel, tell
okay.
us a little bit about your book and where we can get it.
Sure, absolutely. Thank you, guys. As a life coach and a couple different life experiences I've been through myself, I decided to collectively put everything into a book to help other people as they continuously go through life. One thing that I'm always into is fitness, and fitness, there's a pattern of training for your mind, right? So eat, train, sleep is a mantra that people normally like to say to stay mentally focused on being in the gym, right? Working out. So I thought with how mental health needs some attention, what's a mantra that I can correlate to get people to think about things before they just jump into action? Because a lot of times that's what gets you in trouble, not really sitting there and understanding everything that has happened. So the mantra that I've come up with is process, think, adjust. So just like you have a schedule and a curriculum you want to stick to train your body, you should also have a schedule and curriculum you want to have to train your mind to help you with decisions. So that's what the book is mainly about. Title of the book is Mental Training for a Better Living, which is what we all hope for in this life, to just try to live happy and better as we prosper and go forward. The book is available on Amazon. It's only $14.99. It's only 10 chapters. It's a very quick read, one good read. I've had a number of people tell me they started and they didn't put it down until it was finished. So I'm really hopeful that people jump into it and it changes their life and they pass it on to somebody else. So if you search Mental Training for a Better Living on Amazon, it is available for 2-day delivery. Or you could just search my name, Markell Dorsainvil. It's the first one that pops up.
There you go.
Okay, I'm definitely going to check it out. Because as you know, I love reading, and I know with the new year now, a lot of people are I know, like myself, it's part of their new year resolution. So I can't wait to pick it up and check it out. Okay.
All right. So, and just in case you guys didn't put two and two together, this is my family sitting across from me right now. We just happen to have the same last name, have the same mother and father.
So is this going to be your 2024 favorite episode?
Listen,
we know what happened in 2023.
Fabi is still getting on me because I told her, right? I mean, out of all the episodes that we did, the one with my brother and his wife was my favorite. Of course.
we gonna top that episode.
There you go.
I mean, we'll see, because that episode is definitely hard to top. It's definitely hard to top, but
today we're here to delve into the essence of a beautiful love story, to not only to hear about the high and the lows of their journey, but we also want to uncover some of their secrets to a thriving marriage. So before we begin, I want you guys to grab a cup of coffee, because I know it's cold outside. Find yourself a cozy spot and let the Seeds of Love podcast be your companion for the next hour as we dive into this wonderful conversation with Markell and Tinu Dorsainvil. We'll be right back.
Check it out, yo. You don't know about me. I'm chilling on the beat. It's the me and myself, you know me, Mr. E. Money power, what I gotta do is gonna make you body move. Pump it up, 我只想和你展开新话题，摇动着身体，对白也高级。Girl， 你的身体像在猜字谜，我猜来猜去。Girl, you're so naughty, naughty girl, naughty girl, naughty girl. 他们口中的 A girl， 从头到脚 starting. Oh, you got something， 我有点摇摆不定。
Welcome back. We are back with Markell and Tinu. And I mean, if their love story is anything like your other brother story, let me just say, I'm sorry, Tinu, if it's anything like their love story, because whew. So we'll see if they can top it. Let's see if they can top their episode.
That's all right.
All right. Well, let's dive right into it. So
let's dive right into it.
I'm sure, Fabi, we all want to know, was it love at first sight? What sparked the connection between the two of you?
Tell me the love at first sight part.
It was not love. I thought he was cute and loud, but
okay. Where did you guys meet? I love a good love story. So
we were at college.
Do not hold back.
We were at college. It was the gazebo. We call this area the gazebo, where everyone kind of hangs out, gets food. I was standing in there with some friends, and we were all talking, and in walks Markell. I don't remember what he was saying, but I could hear him before I saw him. So I'm just like, who is this kid that's so loud? So I'm checking around and I see him. Like, okay, he's funny. He comes over, you know, he's a flirt, does his thing, and he's talking to me and my friends. I'm like, okay, you're cute. All right. Before I know it, he's asking me something about, did you forget your phone or something? And you had to
You skipped a whole lot. So let's back. Just a quick set.
My bad.
So yes, we met at college. We're in the gazebo, like she stated, right? The gazebo is like the common area before you kind of go into the cafeteria. So you go through this place all the time. Let me just add that she's had her eye on me several times before. I just felt the eyes on me.
That's what it was?
There you go.
At other places around campus, I was just like, yo, shorty been eyeballing me, right? So anyway, I walk in, you know me, I'm swagged, you know, my clothes is right, my gear is right. I'm with the boys, so you know, man, having a good time. But no, I spotted her with her friends and her girlfriends, and before we just came out of practice. And basketball practice, that is, because I played for the university. Andrews University was a school that we both attended. So as I'm walking by, we stopped to talk and greet them, and this is our first encounter.
This is our first time meeting each other.
Yeah, I've definitely seen her around before.
Because he was the one watching me.
I know, he positioned himself. Girl, I got you.
It was him.
She was in the way.
I got you.
She was in the way. I was looking at stuff, and she just happened to be there.
He remembers the dress I had on and everything. But okay.
It was pink. But listen, that's not the important part of the conversation. But no, like I you know, spotted her smile as beautiful as always, as you see, and it was like, man, like this nice chocolate looking thing is here, and her friends is here. I think we're even numbered. I think it was like three of y'all and three of us. So it kind of just paralleled each person to have a conversation or whatever. So I started talking to her. Conversation probably about 2 or 3 minutes, nothing really long. Because we were going to get food again.
And then go to class.
Go to class after. But I was like, dang, I left my phone. I think I lost my phone or something of that sort. So I don't know how this worked, to be honest with you, because my friends was next to me. I could have asked them for their phone, but I had asked, I said, yo, can I see your phone?
And I believed it.
And you fall for it.
I think I left my phone in the gym or whatever like that. So she, you know, gave me her phone. I called my phone number and I was like, oh, I ain't got it, but thanks or whatever. And I'll check you later. My phone was in my pocket on silent the whole time.
Wow.
The whole time. But that was my cowardly way of getting the number instead of just asking for it. But that was our initial.
Yeah. And he called me that night and I'm like, who is this? How did you get my number?
I didn't waste no time. I called that.
But that was a cute pickup line, wouldn't you say?
It was cute.
He was creative.
He was, and I give him that. He was very creative. And look at us now.
I know, right?
Right. Look at us now. We are here.
So we went from being creative to getting that first phone call. But when did you really realize that, wait a minute, this is serious? I actually really like this guy, and you had that aha moment.
For me, so Markell's always been someone that I've been able to open up with and talk to. And when I felt like I could just be and breathe and like not have to worry about anything, like this mental training for a better living, this isn't just his first go at it. Markell's lived by this. Mm-hmm. So he helped me see things differently. He helped me want to be better mentally, physically, all of that. So when I noticed that, okay, I want to be a better person with him, that's when I was like, he's my guy.
Wow.
He's my guy.
I think for me, the moment was the couple moments I could talk about. One of the moments I knew that she was different and was the right person, right, for me, this was second semester. I had some financial issues. and I couldn't finish school that semester. I don't know if you remember this, Mons, as my brother, because I shared it with you before. I had to go back home the following semester. And I was thinking of doing some other things with my life at that point in time, but she was always still calling me and talking to me and things of that sort. One of the biggest things she wanted me to do was finish my degree. So when there were things that I had to turn in or things that I needed from the ad building and things of that sort, without even asking, she went to go get those things for me. There was a couple forms and stuff that needed to be checked in at a certain deadline. And I'm in Philadelphia. The school we attended is in Michigan. I had no way of sending it. And she was like, just tell me what you need to write down. I'll write it down. She signed some documents for me as well and submitted those in for me. So I was like, man, this girl, not only attractive and things of that sort, but she's pushing me to do something better for myself. So just like I was doing for her before. So it was kind of like, man, like, and also I never had a lot of people like that in my life before, especially females. So that was a big green flag for me in that aspect. One of the other times I could talk about was when we went to the skating rink. The school had like a skate party, and we've been talking for a little while now. And we ended up going to the skating party separately. She went with her girls, I drove myself and things of that sort. Was there for a little bit, locked eyes, talked to each other and stuff. And then when I was leaving, she asked me for a ride back to campus. On the way back to campus, we talked and laughed and joked and everything. Music was playing in the car. Do you remember the song?
Never would have made it. Are you talking about the Christian one or Usher? The Usher song?
The other,
yeah,
the Usher song. I never would have made it.
Well, that song came on too. There were two songs.
So this Usher song came on that we both really liked. Like, this might sound really cliche or cheesy or so to speak, but there's a movie, ATL, where T.I. first invites Lauren London to his room downstairs, if you remember the movie, and this song comes on, and she's like, "Oh, that's my song," and da-da-da-da-da. Same thing happened to us. It just was in the car on the way back, and the Usher song came on, and she was like, "Oh, I love this song." Then she actually started singing, and that was a big plus for me. I really loved the fact that she could sing and stuff like that. So I was like, man, like, it just seemed like the package was just being added to it. And I was like, yo, this could be it. This could be the one for me. So that was another event.
So are you saying she was your Nunu?
And that's
there you go.
You see what I did there?
That's my nickname.
But that's her nickname. Like, that's what I
kind of figured with Tinu. I kind of figured her.
He actually really loves Nunu.
Yeah. And Lauren London.
Lauren London.
That's what. Yeah. That's what I did there. Yeah. But speaking of Nunu, because we know that love is all of those good stuff, but we also know that conflict is part of every relationship. So can you share like a moment that you guys faced something challenging or whatever where maybe Nunu had to throw the chain back? But like
go ahead.
A lot of people don't actually know this. We were separated for 6 months after our vow renewal. We did our whole big shebang, and then we just kept bumping heads. I think the stress of planning the vow renewal and everything, and then things that, he had on his mind that he felt like he couldn't express to me all came out. And then there were some things that I had to work on. So yeah, we were separated from January till about July. January till, in 20... Was it 20? No, 17. Yeah. 2017. But yeah, it was a rough time for us. I think I know some of the questions had to do with culture, and I think that had a part to play in it. And just our differences as far as like growing up. We were both growing up in our relationship. A lot of stuff happened fast for us.
I mean, you met in college. You guys were
Yeah,
kids.
we were kids. So it's like we're literally growing up together. So we had to do some growing up separately. And thank God we're here 12 years strong in June.
Yeah.
So there's this beautiful book that talks about the 4 seasons of marriage, right? And what you describe is literally one of the seasons. Every marriage that I know of, um, sooner or later you will experience that time where
Yeah.
you are challenged as you are challenged together as a couple, but you also challenge individually because there are some things that you have to deal with, some demons from your past that
Right.
you have to deal with, and then you take that into consideration, let alone now you have to deal with that other person's stuff on top of it.
Exactly.
What I want to know is not necessarily, yes, you had that moment, but what was it that kept you guys, through it all, right? What was it that you find yourself doing for each other, even during that time, that really kind of allowed the two of you to sit here today and say, you know what, I'm glad we didn't give up because we are in a much better place now. I can see myself spending the rest of my life with you now. What was it that you guys had to go through and do together to get to that level?
I had to let go of my baggage. My baggage was wearing our plane down. I know that was my biggest thing. My baggage was our plane couldn't take it. So I had to work through it.
So we both had some big individual things that we had to work on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I will say about my wife is very similar to my mother in terms of being a praying warrior. I know that when I'm the one who asked for the separation, ultimately was asking to get divorced and stuff like that, she could have just said, fine, that's what you want, go ahead and do your thing.
Yeah.
But she, at the beginning, was just like,
no.
And that kind of threw me back for a second. I'm like, you're not allowed to tell me though. Like, I don't know where you find that. Like, it was one of those things. But she was during the separation time, she was still praying for us. And we were able to have certain conversations, heart to heart. And it was difficult conversations, but necessary conversations. Like, one of the things she's helped me realize, and I've known this about myself, but not until I took the role of a husband in a marriage, that I was like, man, I need to speak more. Because I am very much a person who bottles it up and
shut down.
Down.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still like that now, but much less than what I was before. And a lot of the frustration that I have was this expectation of what things should have been like as well in my marriage. And now, grown author and things of that sort, listening to multiple podcasts and people who I value, listening to their advice, expectation is the number one thing that'll kill your relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So once I really put that away and then opened up and talked more about what I want, what I needed, what I was looking for, and how that would play towards her, that she could fulfill those for me, and vice versa. She gave me, I'm not gonna say a list, but like what she needed and things of that sort to be understood, to be heard, because there's definitely a difference in those type of things. So it made us just say, okay, well, we still got some things we can work on.
Mm-hmm.
We don't necessarily have to throw in the towel, right? And a lot of times throwing in the towel is a lot easier in some instances than to actually putting in the work.
Yeah. But Tinu, you mentioned something. You mentioned baggages that you had to deal with, and Monday and we talk about it all the time. I'm big on therapy. I think, especially as Black people, especially as people from different culture, we all need therapy. It's not a matter of want, it's a need. And
Right.
so, and that is something, because we talked about me being single in my relationship, the status of it earlier. Thank you, Markell. But
Try not to laugh.
but with that said, what you don't have to go into details, because your lives are your lives, but can you share some of the baggages that maybe you brought into the relationship?
I'm gonna put it like this. I'm a firstborn African child. I'm the firstborn of an African home. That had a lot of different dynamics.
Talk about expectations. That
Mhm.
alone is full of expectations.
A lot of that. So yeah, I guess I'm still working on putting it out there, but
Yeah. So what I'm hearing,
let me say it's this way to help her out. Like, it's a lot that she dealt with growing up in her household and things of that sort that she technically can't just.
It involves other people.
But she has done some work with therapy and talking through it and being able to, take it off of her shoulders. Like, it doesn't have to be fixed by her, or it doesn't have to involve her because it's not hers to carry.
So I guess to piggyback on that, there's something I can say is that being the firstborn, leaving my home, I was still trying to do firstborn duties here and try to fulfill my wife role, mother role, and I was just doing too much. And having a baby, we moved to Atlanta, she was 2 months. I didn't have a lot of family out here that I really spoke to. So I felt alone for some time. And then I think all of that, coupled with my past traumas, just all came out on him. Things that he would do, things that he would do or say, would trigger certain things, but it had nothing to do with him. It had everything to do with maybe what I saw growing up or what I've dealt with in the past. So had to work through that. So yeah, that was the biggest thing, just learning that I had to leave that alone and focus on where I am now.
And not to trauma bond with you, but like, because you were saying how you first child, and from, I know, you said you were Nigerian, but and somewhat is very similar, because in the Haitian community, it's almost the same, like the expectation. So I'm sure boundaries was an issue, because I know for me, if it's as an adult, that is something that I deal with. Yeah.
And that was the dynamic for us, even with being the firstborn that she is. I'm the last of my household, right? The last born. So just that first and last born, how we handle our parents or how we handle situations growing up is totally different.
Like, you see all those memes on Instagram, how each child handles their parents or handles different conflicts. Yes. Where the firstborn is just like, I'm not dealing with this. Whereas I'm sure I'll do it. I'll take care of it.
Because they've always made you kind of feel like, well, it is your duty, it is your job. And so saying no, it's not something that comes easy, because you always feel like, okay, well, maybe I need to do this, or maybe I have to do that. But speaking of culture, being as though that you guys are in a not interracial, we're all Black here, but we're all Black here.
We are all Black here.
But intercultural relationship, what is some of the things that you, Tinu, have learned from the Haitian community, and same for you, Markell? What is one thing that you've learned from, marrying to a Nigerian?
I don't think it's that different. It's not. It's really not that different.
There's a lot. I guess maybe let me just speak from your family and my family. right? There's a lot of similarities.
Yeah.
Culture-wise, there is definitely still some differences. Like just in terms of like greeting.
Right.
Like when I first got into the family with you guys, they were explaining how the men should greet other Nigerian men. It's kind of like with a bow or something of that sort.
And the females do it's like a curtsy with a bow as well.
Yeah, that was different for me.
Yeah.
You can imagine growing up Haitian Adventist, the most we would do is kiss on the cheek when you go to everyone that's older than you or so as a sign of respect when you're in the church. But then if I go to the Nigerian church, I literally probably need a back brace because I was like,
for every elder,
every person that, you know what I'm saying? Every person that came by. So, there's things like that.
It was, I have to say, I still remember the wedding.
Yeah.
It was one of the most beautiful weddings I ever seen because of the culture differences. The dance that was going on, the different outfit changes that was happening every 15 minutes, it seemed, right? And how you guys will come out. But I do remember seeing every time that, a younger person will greet an older person, that bow was new to me, right?
Yeah.
And some of them will literally go all the way down.
Yeah. It's a sign of respect.
Yeah, I felt like I was in Eddie Murphy movie, Coming to America.
Coming to America.
Again. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
no, that's a real thing, man.
It's a sign of respect.
Yeah.
That's why, if you remember when her dad walked her down the aisle, I went all the way down.
Yes.
Like super, super low.
And I was like, go, Markell.
I had to do a push-up to get back on the ground.
But speaking of the wedding, because, I have this question. Did you have, did they shower you with money at your wedding? I know it's probably a stupid question.
Oh, yeah.
Listen to Monday. Monday, how much money did you take home with you?
Listen. All I know is I remember making the trip to the bank to make sure that I had enough dollar bill. Okay.
Gotta come with enough.
You gotta come, yeah.
Because I'm like, maybe God want me to marry a Nigerian because I like the idea of people showering me with money.
Hey, I'll keep an eye out for you.
No, yeah, it was fun. It was fun, and they one thing that we didn't do, we incorporated. Because Nigerians have two ceremonies.
Yeah, we didn't do the traditional.
They have the traditional ceremony the night before, which would probably be Saturday night,
Friday night.
And then that's when they would normally wear ankara, which is their the name of their clothing. We would wear lace or ankara. It's called ankara. And then Sunday would be like the normal day for the tux and the gowns and the wedding stuff or whatever like that. Because we've had people flying out of town and things of that sort, we decided to kind of just do it on one day. But in the midst of that day, people in the wedding party and stuff like that will do the clothing change.
Yeah, we did. So the reception, we allowed some people came in their English and then they changed into their native wear for the reception.
Yeah, I was struggling with my native wear because, I'm a big dude. It couldn't fit me.
Oh yeah, you wanted to wear the gray.
Trying to put it on was a trip, and then when the party was over, I still remember trying to take this thing off.
Monday.
The way they size you, they get your sizes, and even the stuff that I have now is like it fits when it sits on you, but like to get it on you is tough. So it's like it's really weird, but. No, it's nice.
But in a way, that kind of symbolize this whole thing called marriage, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you try to put it on, sometimes you have to move your body a certain way. You have to do certain things to get it right. But once it's on you, it fits perfectly.
Yes, sir.
It fits perfectly. As you look back into your life, you guys been together for how long now? Watch this. This is a test. Go together. Go.
Well,
12 years in June.
Oh, okay. I thought one of you was gonna say 13, 12.
But you
13
noticed something, right? Markell, just be quiet
Yeah,
and
he
let her
cheated.
answer.
I knew it
Oh,
was
you mean
12.
together, like total?
No, together, like
You were
total,
supposed
yes.
to answer together, yeah.
Yes. How many years together? Go.
Total?
Yes.
We gotta start from the very beginning. It's probably like 15 years.
Yeah.
It'd be 15 years. If you count our
sophomore.
dating and
Absolutely.
on and off a little bit because of me, stuff like that, probably about 15 years.
Yeah, 15 years, right?
But
that's
if you also count the two, probably like a year and a half that you were stalking me at the beginning.
Oh my gosh, that's the part. That's the part I was looking for.
Yeah,
that's the part I was looking for.
You gotta add that in there. That's
do you realize it's a Dorsainvil
it's a
thing,
Dorsainville
right?
thing. I was just about
it's
to
a Dorsainville thing
for
because
whatever
Eddie said the
reason,
same thing too.
You guys just
Eddie said the same thing.
That's the part I was looking for because I just knew.
Why do they think we stalking them?
No, Eddie said Nadine was stalking her.
Oh my God!
If it happens, it happens. We gotta call it like we see it.
We know. I wasn't stalking him.
That's funny. I didn't even know they said that.
Because y'all are brothers.
And that was how I started the conversation.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know if you guys can like. Yeah, he said that Nadine was stalking him, and I just knew he was going to say that because he led with you saw him, and you just drop, and then some of the stuff that Monday says like on a regular. It's
a Dorsainvil brother. Gotta love him though.
Listen, it's the truth, right?
It is what it is.
So there's nothing we can do about that. So what I wanted to ask you guys, 15 years together now, 2 kids. You are blessed with 2 beautiful children.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously you guys are still very young. So you're probably gonna jump at the next question I'm going to ask you. But how do you keep the romance alive? How do you keep the fire burning in the relationship?
Date nights.
For me, it's laughter. For her, my answer for you would be intentionality. That's the word, right?
Wait, are you answering for me?
No, you're gonna answer yourself too. I just I think she's really intentional on making sure we constantly have time together and stuff like that.
We just set up.
My world is always moving with things that I'm doing. Quick plug on my brother's show. I have a breakthrough podcast that's coming out soon as well. So I'm diving in a lot on that. I have some men program and stuff that I'm working on. I still try to find time to be with my kids. My daughter's doing basketball. My son's doing baseball. And if she doesn't reel me in sometimes, I do tend to neglect her sometimes. So because she's intentional, she makes that point like, hey, we got this coming up, make sure we got a date night. Or this week, like we're doing this together and stuff like that. For me, it's been from the beginning, your smile has been everything for me. So like I just try to make sure I make you laugh all day, every day. And to me, that just is part of happiness. Mm-hmm. And the more I can make you laugh, the happier you are. I don't know if you'll be mad that I say this, but the happier you are, the hornier you get. So it's like a win-win. You know what I'm saying?
I'm like, you're being real modest with the people. Tell them the truth.
So I just try to be funny all the time, man. And that's just been working out for me. But, say what you want to say.
Yeah, date nights. Every now and then I gotta go put on some nice. Can't step out the house with my regular degular.
Yeah, that get my attention.
Yeah, just spice it up every now and then. I work from home, so you might catch me in the sweatpants and the sweatshirt, So I try to, switch it up. Like you said, we're big on conversations. So just having that connection as far as talking throughout the day and laughing is huge. It's huge for us.
So what's Tinu, what's Markell's love languages?
Markell is acts of services and he's physical touch.
About you,
And Markell,
Markell?
what's
What's
Tinu's?
Tinu's love
Vice
language?
versa, words of affirmation, quality time, acts of service, physical touch, and gift is her last
So all of them.
Well,
one.
yeah.
It's in order. Now, the percentage-wise is
All
very,
right.
very different, but yeah.
Physical touch is a little, it's a little higher up on there.
So,
Where would you put your list? Touch. Wait. Which one you referring to?
Physical touch.
Physical-
I'm
Yeah.
big on quality time and physical touch. Yeah.
Okay, so
But-
quality
but-
time first and physical touch second.
No, that's not right. Because
Now,
Wait, she's
I'm
telling
big on-
you what?
no, because
It's changed. It's
Okay.
we've done the test several times. What? We've done the test several times.
It does change.
I do
as you
believe
get
your love
older
language
and
changes.
yeah,
Like
it
you said,
does.
with
Yeah, as
you
you change
does.
other people,
change it.
yeah.
So now, yes.
in seasons, but it don't change like a quarter. You can't just flip to a different love language. Like,
So wait, what are you saying? It is?
it's definitely words of affirmation.
Yes,
That's not number one.
that's okay. Physical touch is first, but okay,
No, words of affirmation is more important than your physical touch.
okay. I guess.
Am I wrong?
Yes.
I'm wrong?
Yes, it's
Okay.
physical touch.
This is the wrong episode, guys.
It's physical
What's
touch
going
first.
on here?
Because I
But-
know you're not a big wordsy person, your physical touch speaks to me as well. I'm not saying I'm not words. 'Cause
Right.
I know where you're going. I am words of affirmation.
Okay.
But your physical touch,
Yeah, I'm physical touch.
yes.
What's more important to you, physical touch or the words
Oh.
I say to you? You can't.
Oh.
Now it's both. So now the quarter's in the middle. You see what I'm saying?
I need
But it
both.
sounds to me, with physical touch being your love language, and as you're doing it more, she's learned to love it too. And so it has
that's-
gone up on her list. At least
Yeah.
that's what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Because
that's
it's
a
something you love and she's learned to appreciate it. She's learned to, wait a minute, I actually love this because it makes him happy.
Yeah.
It makes him
You ask-
happy.
But also vice versa, because words of affirmation is so low for me, but it's high for her. I've had to practice and do
Yeah.
work in myself to give more words of affirmation when communicating with her, because I know it's high on her radar. So it's kind of a little bit of both.
Yeah, we're learning that, like, we have to speak to each other in those love languages. And when the reason I said physical touch, like if I walk past him and I bend over and he doesn't smack my butt, I feel like something's wrong. Like, why didn't you smack my butt?
That's true.
Like,
That's true.
that's physical touch for me. Like, I know that he's very touchy-feely, so.
And I know,
What I
like,
mean, go ahead, sorry.
no, like for her, gifts is not.
Yeah, I
It's
don't
not
care
major.
about gifts.
She
I'm
care
not
less-
either.
I'm not big on it.
So-
And he loves gifts too.
Speaks for yourselves. I'm big on gifts. Just share me
Really,
gifts.
I
Monday?
don't,
Yeah, the right gift.
I'm not.
Guys like gifts. Like, if we, not to turn this into a sexist thing or anything, we do like gifts, but it has to be the
Right
right
gift.
gift for us, for that type of person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, sometimes I feel,
No, for me, it's spend time with me, like the little things, because I know for me, like I'm such a giver. Like I
Yeah.
love Monday, I see your face. But, but it's like, the little things that, because I'll do it just because I know that the person is happy. Like, hey, how can I help? But once in a while, you help me with something like act of service, do something. And to me, it's like, oh my gosh, girl, guess what? He did this. But it was like something stupid that he did. You know what I mean? So act of service and words of affirmation, yes, they're up there.
fellas,
So I definitely understand Tinu.
fellas, act of service. You heard?
That's the answer for the
You try and get
dating
with,
episode.
try and get with Fabi, act of service.
Write it down.
Right away.
Write it down.
But we saw how you two just agreed 100%, wink, on your love language. So my question to you,
In a conversation.
I mean, my question to you guys is like raising children from different cultural backgrounds. I'm sure you guys agree on that, right?
Yes.
Oh, you do?
No,
At the core value, yes.
Yeah.
We want to raise respectful children, yes. But the way we go about it is a little different.
Yeah. So cultural wise, we're pretty the same.
Yeah.
We're pretty
Well,
the same.
let's break it down between tradition and culture, because we know,
That's
you know,
yeah.
in a Haitian household, like I can look at my body and tell you certain events that happen. I mean, I said I am in therapy, so
sorry about that.
It's not us laughing.
no, it's okay. And I found this is how traumatized I am. I found a Ligwaz yesterday on Amazon, and they call it arts and crafts. I'm like, so is this arts and craft? Like,
no.
But yes, as it relates to tradition and culture, how is navigating parenting?
For me, it's not that. It's I enjoy it. I enjoy parenting, like in all aspects of it. I'm blessed to have a daughter and a son. Quick little backstory: my daughter was first. She recently just turned 11 years old. I grew up with no sisters, just one mother in the house. So as my wife might like to share this story, when we found out we was having a daughter, at the doctor appointment with the ultrasound, right? So it's called the ultrasound. I went quiet.
They told us it was a girl
for the rest of the day. Like, I said, I'm fine. She would ask me, like, are you hungry? I said, yes, I ate and stuff, but like, I didn't speak.
Quiet, didn't speak.
Because I wasn't sure on what to do with a daughter, how to raise a daughter, all this stuff running through my mind. But parenting my daughter, I'll do that 1,000 times again. Parenting my son as well, I'll do that 1,000 times again. So for me, it's also a little bit different for me, small little story. Again, when I was 16, 17, I had a doctor appointment, had a full body checkup, and that doctor told me that I wasn't able to have children. I wasn't going to be able to have kids because I have a low sperm count. So to go through 16, 17, all the way till I was in my late 20s before we got pregnant was like, I don't know about parenting. It wasn't really high on my radar. Mm-hmm. But then to find out that I am going to be a parent, like the excitement of doing it is more than the worry or the stress or anything of that sort. We have a great relationship, my kids and I. My daughter's open enough. We have an open door policy. She comes talk to me about all types of different things. So now when we talk about conventional parenting and the culture of parenting and stuff like that, like I'm still strict. Like I don't play no games when it comes to certain things. I think there's discipline. I think there needs to be structure and the right time. And do I turn it down a little bit? Am I a little more lenient than my parents was? Yeah, I am, because just like how you kind of showed some marks there, Fabi, like there's mental marks as well. That
arts and craft.
You know what I'm saying? So I can do the same thing that my parents have done and still get the point across by not doing the same thing that my parents have done, if that makes sense. And so far, so good. Now, the difference is your parents, I would say, probably talked more. No? I take that back.
No, they did not.
No, they didn't talk to you more?
At all.
Okay, so then maybe there is.
As far as you mean, like, no, not really.
No. From when I was around them.
You're looking at it when they were raising Tubba.
Which is her younger sister.
That's my younger sister. So for me growing up, it was different. It wasn't like that for me.
Well, again, you're the first.
Yeah,
so the
I'm the first. So there was no talking back, and no, we did arts and crafts too.
You guys did arts and crafts.
We did arts and crafts too, but I mean, for the most part, I think, culturally still it's not that different in how we raise our children.
Yeah,
we are very big on respect. and we're open. So it's like if there's something that I don't agree with, I can bring it up to him and talk to him about it. And same here, he'll bring it up to me. And sometimes we don't always agree, but we figure out, okay, like what are we trying to get out of this? And we go with what will work and what will give us that outcome.
So the reason why I said maybe they talk to you more, because I did see that a little bit with your siblings, the younger ones, that they did explain more than.
Well, the same can be said too when we look at my parents, the way they raised you. Sometimes I used to shake my head because they do a lot of talking with you, where when it comes to Eddie and I, it was completely different.
Yeah, I didn't get
Yeah,
that.
so it's like the third child. By the time they get to the third, the last kid, they kind of figure it out by now that,
Right.
we need to do things a little bit different.
Yeah.
Because
Monday,
we screw up two of them already.
Monday, hey
Yeah.
Monday. This
Yes.
is a safe space. Did they do arts and crafts with you too?
No, I'm not big on arts and crafts. I was one of those. You just have to tell me what to do. I'm gonna do it. And if I'm
Listen.
not gonna do it, I'm not gonna do it.
Oh,
And
here
that's
he
that.
go. You were just so
No, it
great,
was
and I
it was simple. There was no
You don't remember?
guessing.
I don't
of it.
remember Monty getting arts and craft as we continue to
Let's
say.
move on the conversation to another stuff.
I know Eddie got arts and craft. I do, but
I can see it. I can see Eddie getting arts and crafts.
But we do have some parenting differences.
Yeah. I'm not a big arts and craft person.
Yeah, she would like to talk and empathize and understand a little bit more, even though I do feel like that's needed. But I think at some point in time, it's like, hey, I need you to do this, and I ain't got time to explain to you why you need to do this. You just need to do it right now, type of thing. So I guess there's still kind of some differences. But like she said, if there ever is something that we all kind of like hear about before we get to the child about it, we kind of talk it out.
Yeah, we'll
and be
figure it
like,
out.
or, what's the best way? Why do you think your way is better? And things of that sort. So.
And so as we're getting ready to close, I want to get to the core of our show today.
Mhm.
And so if you could turn back time, what piece of advice or what piece of wisdom do you wish you had known before taking the plunge into marriage?
Ooh, that's a good one. In our marriage, you want to go first?
Patience, lots of patience. Never stop growing and working on yourself individually. Another thing would be active listening. I think a lot of times we think we're listening, but are you really listening? Yeah, that's
my one piece of advice that I will always give young couples or anything of that sort. Again, we dated in college. Fab said that we were young and things of that sort, but we also had a child like early. I think throughout my experience of our marriage and some other friends and family members that I know of, I think you should give yourself a 3 to 5 year window of just marriage before you bring a child into it, because the marriage is still there, but now you have a child involved. I now have to turn from husband to father a lot, and from wife to mother a lot. And there's things that you guys should be doing, just like, you don't go into a being boyfriend and girlfriend right away. You date, because there's learning and stuff like that you got to do in a dating process, right? I think there's learning and stuff like that that you should be doing in your first couple of years of marriage before you decide to be like, let's have a child and bring a child into this. Because some marriages, not throwing anybody under the bus, I know some marriages you have a child and you stay there for the child, and then 5, 6 years down the line, 7 years down the line, you realize like, yeah, I don't want to be in this marriage anymore. But now it's like, well, this child is here. So some people stay, especially in Haitian culture. Like, I see it all the time. People stay, and then when the child is now 20 years old, 18, 19, 20 years old, all of a sudden the parents split, and it's like, y'all too old to be splitting at this point in time. But they stayed in it for the kid, you know what I'm saying? So that would be my biggest, thing, be just to learn more about each other in your marriage and then have a child a little bit later.
I'll add to that, learn a lot about yourself too. Like,
because it brings out a lot about yourself.
You gotta know yourself going into a relationship, because there are people that get married and want to have a kid in the first, second year. You just got to do that work individually and together to be able to do that, because now you're bringing a new life into this world. We're shaping their perspectives and ideas of this world. So it's like making sure you do the work.
Marriage is the ultimate test of compassion. It is the highest level of exam you can take to learn what it really means to love. Especially with the younger generation, they use that word so loosely. Do they really, really know what it means? Because it's easy to love somebody during the good times.
But are you loving them on purpose? Are you loving
with
them
purpose?
with
You know
purpose?
what I'm saying? Like, and are you intentional? Are you loving them when I don't mean to curse, sorry. When things is bad, like, are you still loving them?
And I like you, but
And you're not gonna like each other all the time. Are you still loving that person even when you don't like them? You know what I'm saying? With today's writing this book, sitting down and listening to different podcasts and shows and the mentality of people, a lot of people are so quick to just press the reset button. And where it might work for some people, it is really messing up households when you talk marriage. Because a lot of people are quick to say, oh, I haven't been happy with you for 2 months. I think we need to get a divorce. And they go through with it. They go through the process regardless of what kids is infected or whatever the case may be. And it's like, if that's what you're signing up for marriage for, like they say, a lot of people want marriage because of the wedding, the pictures, the party, and all this other type of stuff. But they don't want what comes after that. The real juice of it. So marriages, as Kev on stage and his wife have a book called Marriage is Hard. Marriage be hard.
It takes work.
It takes work.
Yeah.
Would you guys agree? Again, I'm the non-married one here, but would you guys
not yet.
Exactly. But would you guys agree that like a real marriage should be kind of like having kids? Because I'm a mom. I may not be married, but you know how sometimes your kids do something or get on your nerve, or I'm sure you probably go through it to Tinu, like you sleeping with your kid and they kick you on your boobs and you're like, holy cow. But like, I love this person.
Right.
I cannot hurt you. I cannot get rid of you. So I have to maybe step away, deal with this pain and then come back.
Wait, so y'all
and show you love.
Y'all don't kick them back when they kick you in the sleep?
Not as you.
No, we don't do. No.
Oh, I'm gonna pretend sleep and kick you back too. That's all right.
You're not supposed to do that.
Wow.
Yes, that is true. You have to look
because that's how I'm thinking of it. I'm thinking like, it should be that person you love unconditionally, that, yes, we do stuff that we may hurt one another and we can step away from each other and, but come back and be like, okay, this happened, but I cannot get rid of you,
And that's what our separation was for. Sorry, Monday.
No, go ahead.
No, that's what our separation was. Like in the midst of it, it sucked. But looking back, we needed that. We truly needed that time to like refocus and sit down and be like, okay, he needs to work on this, I need to work on this, and then just remain prayerful that if God wants us to work, it'll work.
Like same with parents. Like I'm not a big component of timeout or whatever, but there's a reason why your child has done something. You're like, yo, go. You need a moment. Take time out or whatever the case may be, and then you come back and I'll tell you why I put you in timeout. Let's discuss the action that happened and things of that sort. We're more.
And sometimes I have to say this, Markell, because sometimes the timeout is not necessarily for the children. The timeout is for me as well.
I don't let you
right, so that I don't right.
So I don't give you no more arts and crafts.
Correct.
Exactly.
Go sit over there for a little bit. Yeah. No,
so
that's true.
As I listen to you guys, I think what I'm gathering as we summarize tonight is simply this: marriage, or even if we want to say the word love is just not a fleeting emotion. And marriage can't be based on emotions, because your emotions fluctuates. There are days that it's going to be up here, there are days going to be down here, right? Marriage has to be this conscious choice that we make every single day, right? And you have to make a conscious choice to the point where it becomes so conscious it's unconscious. Let me explain what I mean. I no longer think about breathing, right? But there was a time I had to be very conscious about, let me take a deep breath. There are times in your marriages you have to be conscious about, I need to take a breath, right? I need to take a nice deep breath so that I can refocus. And you guys talk about that time that you were able to find yourself, right? Deal with your demons, deals with whatever it is that you are going through individually. Although you were taking it on each other, you had to deal with things on your own. And then now have enough to be able to come back together and say, yeah, I didn't like you, but I was still in love with you. And then let's build upon that. So I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. It's been a wonderful experience just sitting here, listening to my younger brother and his wife articulating this wonderful thing called marriage.
I enjoyed being on the show. If you love any kind of relationship podcast, this is the one. I believe that we were able to speak freely, and the questions, I think helped us kind of, dive deep into our relationship. And clearly I'm laughing, he's laughing. So, it was nice to spice things up a little bit and talk on camera.
Yeah, Seeds of Love is a great show. The hosts are very welcoming. Their questions are very easy. It might seem light, but like you said, it will get you to think a lot about your relationship and your feelings and the good parts, the bad parts, and bring us together. I'm about to get some at the end of this show. So that's always a plus, you know what I mean? So to all guests decided to come on who have been struggling, have a good episode, and go home happy tonight. So that was it.
You're the best. You don't take that this seriously. You don't take anything seriously.
Oh my God, this is crazy. Remember when I told you, whenever the Dorsainvil gets together, what do you do? We laugh. We laugh. That's
got me all hot.
Good episode.
Wow.
It was nice though. It was very relaxing. It was nice to have a conversation.
Guys, from the bottom of our hearts, Tinu, Markell, we love you. Thank you again. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
No problem, guys.
With you guys.
Great show. Keep it up, man. I'm excited for what's to come for y'all.
Yeah, we can't wait to hear your podcast still. So let me know if you need me to come in and drop some pearls of wisdom,
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I got you.
I'm always there for that, but you're going to have to pay for my service. I got to go. Bye.
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 See y'all.
Bye. Nice to meet you.
Bye.
I'm chilling on the beat. Mr. Me and myself, you know me, Mr. E. Money power, what I gotta do is gonna make you body move. Pump it up， 我只想和你展开些话题，摇动着身体，对白也高级。Girl， 你的身体像在自你，我猜来猜去。Girl, you're so naughty, naughty girl, naughty girl, naughty girl。他们口中的 A girl， 从头到脚 starting。Oh, you got something， 我有点摇摆不定。每个 move 都在 groove， 不论场景到底酷不酷，每一步带着温度，你的周围总有人保护。
给我1分钟，把你的大脑放空，带你感受着律动，灵魂的碰撞 ，make it boom。I know you know what I'm gonna do，make you scream， 带着光影来舞 ，make it hot right now。I mean it， 不是胡闹。
我只想和你展开些话题，摇动着身体，对白也高级。Girl， 你的身体像在自你，我猜来猜去。Girl, you're so naughty。
不用去 party， 就在我家里，把沙发变成沙滩，换上比基尼。这里哪里挑战激励，球鞋高跟鞋全都能搞定，说我是一团迷。每个move都在 groove， 每步都带温度，每个 move 都在 groove。